Good morning. All right, it's bright and early today. We are on day 15. Yeah, day 15 of the diet, and this is a 30-day challenge. So halfway there. Cannot believe it. So much has happened. Okay, I need to share all of it. It's been such a roller coaster of things. All right. Big news. Excuse me. So my goal weight for this challenge was 175 pounds, and I've talked a lot before about how scale weight is very imprecise and not a good not a good metric usually. But in this case, I really wanted to use it, and I hit 175 3 days ago. So I'm already at my goal weight halfway in, which is incredible. And a few caveats. This is not all fat loss. I have been doing strength training, so I should preserve my muscle. I did miss one session because there wasn't a class and another session because I was sick. But I did my measurements yesterday, and my waist, my natural waist, where my belly button is, my flanks, all of those measurements are going down, and my hip, butt, whatever, the widest part of me, that has stayed almost the same. So that is a good indicator. Again, like I was saying, you don't want to just rely on the scale. The measurements are showing me that I'm losing fat and water, inflammation, these sorts of things. So the 175 is just I don't know, what do you call it? It's just a general like mark. It's not a specific mark. Like if I wanted a specific one, I would choose a waist circumference that I wanted or something like that. Excuse me. So as you can hear, I did get sick, and that was wild. So first I thought it was allergies, because I get allergies once a week, twice a year. So I was feeling terrible, just like foggy, like you're walking in a cotton ball all day. And usually I'll take allergy medicine for a week and it fixes it, and then I'm fine. But I also got sick, like coughing. Saturday, I laid in bed all day, quite a bit of Sunday as well. And this is such a busy work time. So one thing that I've learned is, in the past, when I have a really intense period of work, that's when my eating goes off the rails because I'm stressed and have to work late nights and bribe myself with pizza and hamburgers to do so. And it was really interesting flipping the script and saying, because I am so busy, I will eat really clean so that I don't have to make so many choices. And it has really forced me to change habit loops that I have, and it has not been easy. So I have really seen how beneficial it is to the stress of the work time to really simplify my food. And having just 4 things to choose from makes life really easy, and it makes meal prep really easy. I don't have to spend a bunch of hours on Sunday cooking a bunch of things. It's like I did that at the very beginning, but then as I'm running out of things, it's like a rolling meal prep. So when I'm getting close to running out of potatoes, I just boil a big bunch of potatoes, and that's so easy. You clean the potatoes, you put them in a pot. I literally set a timer and walked away. When it beeped, I went and checked on the potato. It's just very easy. So that's something I think I will take with me in my back pocket for future stressful periods. Less variety, not more, helps me to get through them without gaining 20 pounds. So that was great. I'm glad I know that. It was really hard to do all this work when I was feeling sick. Fortunately, the sickest I was on the weekend. And that forced me to get a lot of rest and relaxation, although I did also work both days of the weekend. But that was not because I had to, but because I knew come Monday, which is today, I would feel so bad with all of these tasks hanging over my head, given that I need to focus on the big work planning tasks. So I got other tasks that we need to do contractually, but are not part of the work planning, that take sort of a different part of my brain. I worked on those on Saturday so that I wouldn't have to worry about it on Monday. And I feel so much freer knowing that I can use my precious little RAM in my brain that I've got left to focus on this big work planning task I have for the day. So that was great. What else? Lots of things. Today I'm allowed to increase the ingredient variety. So I can't remember, I think it was day 9, I could do one additional protein source. So I added eggs in. That was really, really helpful because I eat eggs for breakfast. And if I was in a pinch, there's a couple times when I was working and it's like, I don't want to stop and take I don't have to do a whole meal. I just want to like sit in front of my computer and eat, which is not good, but sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. So I just scrambled up 3 eggs or fried. I can cook them without using any oil. If you have the right pan, or if you use bone broth to sort of steam them at the very end, and then it releases them from the bottom of the pan. So I liked having kind of a quick convenience food option, call it that. And then another thing I learned this week, you guys do not know Flexible Dieting Lifestyle. This is a guy on YouTube. Man, he has amazing recipes and he makes fat loss foods not boring. So one of his recipes is chicken tenders in the air fryer, blackened chicken tenders. And that was another sort of fast meal. I just cut up a chicken breast, seasoned it, popped it in the air fryer for 9 minutes, and then it rests for 10 minutes. So that's 20 minutes. I go do my work, and when I come back, I have this like what feels like, Buffalo Wild Wings or, some kind of restaurant, like football game day meal. And that emotionally was really important. I see how emotional my eating is. This is one of the best things from the past 2 weeks is just, I know my eating's emotional. I knew that before this, but just seeing how many times during the day, especially, excuse me, at the beginning, that I just wanted a treat because I didn't want to work. I didn't want to feel uncomfortable sitting and looking at these screens until my eyeballs bleed. So is it good? Is it bad? Like that I was kind of doing a healthier mimicry version of an unhealthy meal that I might go to. I think it's great because I'm eating that and not the bad meal. Would it be better if I just were able to suddenly get rid of emotional eating altogether and just eat for fuel? Yes. Is that day to day? No. but we can work on getting there. It has forced me to spend a lot more time in discomfort, feeling uncomfortable feelings and facing them, and that's been really valuable. I feel like I have some tools in my toolbox for how to sit with those feelings, from watching lots of YouTube videos on the subject. So this is an opportunity to like actually try them out rather than watch the video and not do anything, because the problem is presented in front of me in real time, and so I have to be with the problem, be with the uncomfortable feeling. And I think over the next 2 weeks of the challenge, hopefully I'll have a little bit more space and time. Actually, that's probably not true, because I said 2 more weeks of this work to do. We'll see if I can sit with some uncomfortable emotions and do the work planning. But it's really like such a mind-bending thing to say, I'm in a really busy season right now. I can't focus on my health. I can't focus on, unproductive patterns in my life. That's like the way I've done it my whole life. And this is just saying, because I'm in a busy season, that is why I will make sure I prioritize my health by making it super simple. No measuring, no calorie counting, etc. And why I will sit with uncomfortable emotions, because that practice is going to help me get through this busy work planning season. It's just such a flip of the script for me, and shows me how much power I've been like handing over to stressful situations. So that's good. All right, back to the fun stuff. I am seeing these like flat planes on my abdomen. So I have like my upper abs, those kind of stick out. And before it was just like all kind of one uniform, shape, just like a round middle tummy. And now I have these like flat planes, this definition on either side of my upper abs, between the ab and like where the low rib is. And seeing that in the mirror, seeing that in my measurements is like, whoa, this is really working. And something I feel like I really needed was like a quick win so that I could continue feeling motivated. And this very simple diet is for sure a quick win strategy, because of the calories and the portion size of the olive oil. You're just gonna lose weight quickly. And I don't usually like quick weight loss stuff because it seems like a scam. So this is the interesting part 2 of this 30-day challenge, which is I've reached the goal weight, probably 2 pounds of that. So I think I was 180 or 182, depending on the day. I can look at the weekly averages too. That might be a better idea. But essentially 5 pounds of weight loss. Maybe 2 pounds of that is fat, and the rest is like water, inflammation, that kind of stuff. And I don't know if getting sick was like toxin release or not. I don't know enough about that component of weight loss where you like lose, you're flushing out all your toxins or whatever. So if I were to stop the diet today, I think I would like immediately gain 3 pounds, probably, if I went back to my normal way of eating. That's what I'm assuming. So the strategy now, the game now, is, I keep the 175, but that's the 175 is my high day on the scale, not my low day. So that's the ceiling and not the goal. And the hardest part of weight loss is keeping it off, right? So now the next 2 weeks, as I'm introducing more variety of foods, am I still paying attention to my hunger cues? It's really so clear when you're eating like this, the simple, boring diet, when you're hungry, because your butt or your stomach will like get your butt up and get you to a kitchen to get some food in your mouth because you're hungry. It's such a different feeling than I'm bored, I don't want to do this, give me chocolate. It's a very different feeling, and it's like super, your biology takes over and is like, give me food. And the great thing about this diet also is the high satiety, so you're not hungry all the time. You're hungry when you're hungry. The contents of your stomach have emptied. So just feeling those cues very strongly and responding to them to satiety is this great, it's like the way we should eat, right? So it's great to be in that practice and feel those hunger cues. Last year, I just remember thinking to myself, I don't feel hungry that much. I can feel my metabolism just not working the way it used to. And now I get hungry 3 times a day, sometimes 4 times a day. And then I eat, and then I'm satiated. I'm not hungry anymore. And then a couple hours later, the hunger comes back. It's it's a circle of life. It's the normal way. We function as energy converters. Like literally, I'm in a body that is an energy conversion machine. I put in energy in a certain form, and it converts that to motion, heart beating, blood pumping, poop. I'm just feeling that rhythm of that energy conversion cycle is so different emotionally than feeling the all day nonstop chatter in my brain of, I don't want to do this, let's get some chocolate, I'm so miserable, I hate this job, let me get an Americano, a decaf Americano with some chocolate I can dip into it as a ritual to start my next 50-minute work session, because this is the big work of the day and it's 2 p.m. I haven't gotten to it yet because I've had meetings all morning and I'm so mad. It's just such an emotional merry-go-round, dreary go-round, being in that headspace all day. And this is just much calmer and quieter. And that is something I was wondering about, the challenges if the food noise would go away. It doesn't go away entirely, especially with this stressful stuff where I'm like working on weekends, working in the evenings. But if I can bribe myself to do something with an air fried chicken breast covered in blackened seasoning with a spray of olive oil, it's really delicious. Can't wait to have the Greek yogurt when I have that, which will be today. Then I can make a dipping sauce. It's been very humbling. My desires. It's been very humbling to have my desires just need to shut up. And it has made the work planning process overall easier, even though it was much harder at the very beginning, because I was like, no, I can't work on this work plan without pizza. Okay, so what else? There's just been so much. So much. Um, I have not really had time or bandwidth to think deeply about adding new food ingredients. I really want the Greek yogurt. For my leafy green, it's not really a leafy green. I want cabbage. Cabbage roast. If people are not eating roasted cabbage, roast your cabbage. It is so good. Just like make it, slice it into kind of like noodly bits. You don't even need to add oil, but you can if you want. Oh, so good. And it like tastes good right when you roast it, and it tastes good for days after when you're eating it out of the fridge. So good. So good for you. I can't wait to eat it. I've been like lusting after cabbage. Also oranges. They say you can eat. I don't really like eating fruit because I don't like the fruit sugar feeling on my teeth, but I'm going to try because fruit is so good for you with the micronutrients, and it's good good for snacks, etc. This diet has really thrown on its head for me. Itchy face. The whole. I'm going to get in hot water for this, but it's fascinating. I'm just so fascinated. So I've been done a lot of research into like the macro world, and macros particularly for perimenopausal women. So higher fat, lower carb. Before this, I was trying to hit macros every day, and it's just such a headache. It's just so much work. And then at that time, I was just not really, I'd make the plan, but then I'd eat chocolate and not follow it. This, I have been able to follow. So maybe it'll get easier after this. Maybe I've tamed my tongue. So with the perimenopause, it's like don't eat a piece of fruit because that's going to spike your blood sugar, or a potato. I probably will pair things, like I won't just have a piece of fruit in the middle of the afternoon. I'll probably eat a piece of chicken and the fruit. But I've been eating so many carbs with the potatoes, and I'm losing weight. And I feel good. I'm not quite sure what to make of that. Like, I don't have a conclusion about it. Like, I don't know if I'm going to go back and just eat a bunch of carbs, although I might eat a bunch of potatoes. I will try to have fats and proteins and carbs together, not carbs alone. Though I could try one day and just see what I feel like. There was a time when I used a continuous glucose monitor, and by the end of the 12 days, 14 days of that's how long a continuous glucose monitor works. It depends on the brand. But I could literally feel in my body what was happening with my blood sugar, because I was looking at the numbers, and then I, felt how I felt, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm low or I'm high. Maybe I should do that again. It was like handy to have that awareness, so I didn't really need the CGM after, but now I don't remember. Such is the plight of the perimenopausal woman. Now I don't remember. So, potatoes, not bad. And you can eat a lot of them. I definitely think I will have potatoes in my rotation. It wasn't really much of a food I ate. I do really miss sourdough bread, although apparently the sourdough bread I've been eating is not really sourdough. So, see about that. But potatoes really fill that need. So I was thinking I could make once I have a little bit more options of food, like if I bring back cottage cheese, I could make a pizza type thing with potatoes as the crust, meat. I can eat tomatoes now, and so there's like options to have things that scratch that itch that aren't 1,500 calories. And that's kind of cool to feel like I can have a little pity on that emotional part of me without blowing my day. So again, the goal for now is to maintain this weight. And like, I don't know how to say this, but try to improve like my water. I have 3 big 62-ounce water bottles that I fill up every morning. And before I was really good about drinking all 3. With this hecticness, I have not. But I could flip that script and say, because it's so busy, I really need to make sure I'm getting myself hydrated. So that's something I want to focus on. And as I'm introducing these additional foods, tomato, oranges, I might do raspberries instead of oranges. We'll see. Greek yogurt. I can do a half of an avocado at a meal if I want instead of the olive oil. I might not add avocados just because it's like more complicated. Maybe I'll do that next week. But I definitely want to add the Greek yogurt, tomatoes, cabbage. There's one other thing, I can't remember what it was. I really would love to add onions because, boy, you can chop up some onions, saute them in a pan, and like steam them in bone broth. And they're like charred just like you would if you were adding butter or something. Or I could even add olive oil if I wanted, but oh, that onion just adds so much flavor to food. But again, it's like a balance because then I have to cook those. And with the air fryer right now, I'm just like killing it on the chicken. I was eating ground chicken, ground turkey mixed together at the beginning because it's really easy to cook up ground meat. And now with my chicken hack from flexible dieting lifestyle, I've got delicious juicy chicken with almost no work. There's one I watched last night. I think he uses ranch seasoning or something on it. So I might try that seasoning on the chicken today. See how it goes. So hungry. So this has been great. A great experience. Not easy, but I like knew this person was inside me, this like more stable person who's not constantly tossed on the winds of my own desire. And the desire is based on like wanting to feel not here now, like wanting to escape from my life. Excuse me. So that feels amazing. To just feel more stable, more grounded, more in control of myself. And not in a like, oh, I'm going to control you kind of way, but just like, no, this is what I choose. This is what we are doing because this is what I choose. That feels very nice. And I think about my children and what things I want to give to them. And both of my parents did not eat in a both of them are very emotional eaters. So I grew up, watching my mom buy like strudel breakfast cake, and then like half of it would be gone, by noon. Or like drinking wine, and like I get it. When I'm feeling sad, these are things I go to for comfort, and they work. They do comfort me, but they just are not aligned with my long-term goals, and I don't like feeling weak. It's not a good feeling. And so like my sister and I definitely are emotional eaters, and like the health consequences are so bad long term. So I would love to give my children the gift of like not emotionally eating, just eating like a normal person. And we talk a lot about health. They know how to read the back of a label. I'm a bit of a Nazi about it, probably because I can't control myself. But this challenge is like one step of like holding my hand out to myself and taking care of me and saying like, you can do this. And being able to do this and have my children adopt that habit from what I've modeled, not what I've said, and have that for life, I mean, that will give them so much life, so much quality of life. Won't be struggling in their 20s or their 30s with beer. Like, I would have at least a beer every day in my 30s. If they have someone model how to deal with stress without engaging in these unhealthy behaviors, I mean, like the value of that gift is literally priceless. Oh, also, I don't know if this should be a separate video. I did a Dutch test to get my hormone results. Holy cow. I met with a nurse practitioner to go through my results. You guys. So my progesterone is like in the normal range. It's on the middle of the range, but it's normal. My testosterone is a bit low, but not perimenopause, like it's like right on the border. But I don't have any of the symptoms of low testosterone. I'm still continuing to build muscle. I don't have like male pattern like hair loss. So for now, we're just gonna go with it. Maybe that's just my normal level. Although I don't think so, because I can build some muscle. My estrogen is low. It's in like the perimenopausal range. But she showed me this diagram, and essentially my body, I'm going to mess up the names of the hormones, I'm pretty sure, but my body produces a hormone, and that hormone gets broken down into other hormones. So it can be made into stuff that becomes, I'm going to mess it up. Anyway, the punchline is, it's possible that my body is cannibalizing the hormone it uses to make the various estrogens so that it can make cortisol, because I have a stressful life and I have a stressful past, and I kind of live in the emotional resonance of that traumatic time in my life. And so she gave me cortisol. My cortisol is kind of low in the morning, normal midday, low at dinner, and high at bedtime. when I need to be going to sleep. So she gave me some things to help with cortisol management and magnesium glycinate or glycinate, L-theanine. And we're going to get my blood work done, and we're going to see how things go in 2 months if my sleep improves with that. But there is a possible, so it could be that I do have like low estrogen hormones and I might need to get hormone replacement therapy. That's possible. It's also possible that I have just been robbing Peter to pay Paul, stealing my own hormone to make from estrogens what would be made into estrogens to make cortisol to deal with my stressful life where like literally no one's going to kill me, no one's chasing me, everything is fine, it's all in my mind. Like I might not even technically be perimenopausal, I might just be stressed out. That makes me so mad. When I went to her, we had this great talk, and then like in the evening I just sort of, all of the pieces kind of clicked together in my head, and it was like I might be bringing all of this, like sleep, weight gain, everything, because it can be connected to perimenopause, but it can also be connected to high cortisol. I might be bringing this entire like health cascade of health problems that I've had for the past 3 years on myself by allowing myself to live in this stressed out body. I mean, it makes me so mad I want to cry. I'm livid. Like all of this could have just been not this way if I just sat down and took a deep breath every hour, or moved, or like didn't abandon myself. I think even the food stuff, all of it is about like self-abandonment. So warning, diets are not about losing weight, they're about facing emotional, difficult things that you've been avoiding. But if I just didn't abandon myself, took time throughout the day to be with me, to take care of me, to nurture me, and at nighttime I rested and let my brain rest, would all of this go away? We will find out. We will find out. But wow, it's really amazingly frustrating, but also it gives me lots of agency to find out that I really do have control over so much of what is happening to me right now. So doing this 30-day challenge for food, and maybe next we'll do a 30-day like learn how to not live in a stressed body challenge. All right, have a great day.